Ernie, been back training in a week now. What's your first impressions?
Yeah, I think I've had a couple of sessions and we've had 2 games now, and I think pre-seasons you've got to get yourselves fit first and foremost, and I think the lads are committed to doing that. And I've said to them, what happens in the friendlies, therefore workouts to make sure they get ourselves up to speed, and it's training in between. So it's managing their fitness levels. It's quite a modern game now, the way pre-season's approached, and hopefully the lads will arrive in August, an important day, the first game, fitting well.
I know you've got a pool of about 20 to 30 players at the moment, made up for a lot of trialists. Is that typical for pre-season?
I think so, yeah. I mean, we've had a bit of a change around this summer with players leaving and some new players coming in, and we've got some trialists that some we've asked to come in, some have applied to come and have a trial, and I sometimes find that you will find a gem in between these trialists. Somebody that's maybe escaped the net, as they say, watching football, a 19 to 20-year-old, and we'd like to give them that opportunity.
Social media can work in both ways. It's great, and sometimes it can add pressure. So obviously when Richie and Connor left, you might have been getting a little bit of stick, but you've also retained the likes of Lekan, Aidan, JT, for example. So you must be glad to get them ones over the line.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've kept basically the core from last season. Obviously it's Richie and Connor, good players, and we didn't want to lose them, but they decided that they want a new challenge, and they've gone to 2 very good clubs, and they're 2 very good players, and we wish them all the best.
Does it say something about the club when you get the likes of Wizzo and Gillis who did leave the club for reasons for football or whatever, but they've actually chosen to come back?
Yes, I mean it bodes well for the club, because I think when you've been to Sheppey, all the time I've been here and what I've seen and how people are treated, and the way the staff look after the players, and obviously the fans and everything else connected with a football club. It's a very nice place to come and play your football. And I think sometimes you can go away, think the grass is a little bit greener, and realise it isn't. So it's nice for them players, and to be fair to them players, they've asked me, they've come back and wanted to be back involved with the club and that, and I think it's the same for them as well. To sort of sometimes, I mean, with Wisso, he said to me he made a wrong decision going to Hythe, and he was very, very keen to come back, and he's very committed to getting himself fit for the new season. So yeah, it bodes well for the club. Tell
us a bit more about the new centre back, Sinks.
Yeah, Sinks. He was at Ramsgate last season. He's had a couple of trials. I think he went off to Dover and another club that saw him as Matt's playing at that high level. But he came back to Ramsgate late on in the season, and with their change of management and so forth up there, we managed to talk to him, and he was interested in coming in for us. So we're looking forward to working with him.
Looking forward to working with Darren Blackburn as well.
Yes, Darren. He's a ex-Sitting Bull manager and very old school. Darren. He's learned all the ropes of Hollands and Blair for many seasons, and he's got good values. Darren. He brings a lot of the things that I like to see at the football club, and I think Darren would be an asset along with Jeff as well, because Jeff's put a lot of work in last season and continues to do so. So in my book, the 2 assets for the club.
Today we confirmed the signings of Hadley and Harrison, 2 local lads. That's something that we're always keen to push through, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. I mean, we want to bring youngsters through. And I think this season, with having Sheppey Sports here, it's ideal for the club now, because whereas some of these lads aren't quite ready for a massive jump up from the 23s or even the 18s to step 4 is a huge jump, but it gives them opportunity now to play at step 6, and if they start performing well and obviously we'll be able to watch some of them games and get full reports from the managers, then that's a stepping stone for the players, and I think it's a fantastic thing for us to have at the club.
Got 8 pre-season friendlies. It's quite a lot. Obviously there's a difference in the type of teams we're playing, different leagues, different types of pitches. Were they all picked for specific reasons?
Yeah, we like to mix it up a little bit. I mean, we've got some on obviously on the grass pitches, which we've notoriously struggled in the last couple of seasons, because I think when you're playing majority, I don't know how many games league, but probably 70% on 3G with the home and away fixtures, and then the few on grass. I think you start to find yourself trying to adapt back to it, which is a mad thing. I mean, in my era, I only ever knew grass, so it's one of them. The players have to get used to it. And we've certainly got to do better on grass this season if we've got aspirations of getting in any of the playoff positions or even at the top of the league. So I mean the different opposition as well. Of course, we've got opposition from higher level, opposition from lower levels, mixing it up, and tend to find actually that when you play the higher level clubs, you tend to perhaps perform a little bit better. It's probably psychology, but I think it's good to have a good mix and good opposition.
In terms of player recruitment, I know you get asked this week in, week out. You still looking for players other than on top of what we got here on trial?
Yeah, we're looking for a couple of positions still, and we've got irons in the fire. But it's been a difficult pre-season with the amount of money that seems to be swashing around now in football, and not only in our league, but in probably all divisions. And even the league below's. I find myself, been out competed for players at a low level when clubs are just coming in with big offers. But then clubs have got their prerogatives, and if they feel that it's their way forward, every club's different. And I'll say it again. I've said it many times. At Shepley, we want to be making sure that we're self-sustainable, and we're not spending more money than what we've got coming in. That's a building process, and I think we took improvements last season, and with the FA Cup, raised the profile, and obviously we want to take that on. We've had larger crowds at the back half of last season. We want to take that into this season, try and entertain the crowd so they come back. But I was very pleased to see a lot of families coming towards the end of the season. I know we had offers on tickets and that and so forth, but for them to come along and actually stand upstairs in the bar after their families and say they've had an enjoyable family day out was, I think, it's fantastic. Sometimes it's not all about the result. It's people who want to come and be part of something and be part of the community and see friends and family. And what better is the way to do it as your local football club?
I'm glad you touched on that. So Saturday we're at home, free entry, against a very good Folkestone team who've obviously recruited very well in the summer, and we're showing the England game afterwards. How much of a test will Folkestone be?
Oh, it'll be a massive test. Yeah. They've set out their stall this season for this coming season to get promotion out of that league, and they're signing some impressive players from levels above. So I'm expecting a very, very tough game. But we can acquit ourselves well. We've played these sort of sides before. It's pre-season, and I'm confident that we'll give a good account of ourselves, and it'll be a good game.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ernie.